Right, got everything in motion. All right. How you feeling this week?
Pretty good. Made some progress on the funded.
Yeah. Let me see what you've been looking at.
I can share my screen or
Sure.
how I do that. Share screen, I see it.
So you back above break even as far as the funded account?
Nah, this is where we're at right now.
Oh, you're not far off. Okay.
Yeah, recovered about $600 last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. Good progress.
Yeah, but really it was just from the London session buys last night.
On GJ?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, it's been holding that support. It's just been a lot of indecision. I feel like it's higher time frame moves building up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just was following my normal trading plan and just like before I was on the charts, I was seeing price was approaching the area. And I just seen, we were approaching the area and I've been had the zone drawed out for a form of exhaustion, even from way back there. There's some exhaustion shown there. And I mean, I was taking this as a break of 4-hour structure because that was our last lower high formed here. We broke above, formed a new higher high.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just drawing out my Fibonacci tool. It was just seeing like this area was like the 61.8 area around there.
Mm-hmm.
Bears. And then by the time this candle had closed, I was already in the move, and I could just clearly see price was respecting that support, and it ended up coming down to the 78.6 on the 1-hour time frame. And my entry was right after this engulfing here. So once I have a 1-hour engulfing, that lets me know that okay, my lower time frames are being broken on like the 5-minute. So that's just letting me know that okay, it's transitioning to a bullish market.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's kind of what it was doing.
Yeah, it's just been real nasty, man, with GJ right now.
Yeah, it's been a mess. A lot of patience around this thing, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like and in areas like that, you gotta have patience, especially when it comes to consolidating areas.
Yeah. So like really like, cause that candle had closed at 4. So really from this point, I'm waiting for an engulfing at a valid price reversal zone. So I mean, we had news that had closed around here.
Okay.
And that's why we got this extended bearish wick down to the bottom, which retested this previous lower high, lower high that was broken.
Right.
So I mean, I seen that, I enter off 5-minute engulfings, but I'm not gonna sit here and enter off of this because then I gotta sit here and risk like 25 pips to feel comfortable in that. So instead of entering on the 5-minute, I'm transitioning to the 1-minute. And this is where I really grabbed my entry off of. I had a little kind of trend line on, tracking the bearish volume, something like that. And then from there, really, I'm just waiting for a retest of that kind of trend line. I already have my bullish bias so that the 5-minute is off that 38.2%. We got it engulfing. And I entered right off of this candle. Like, just as soon as price was retesting that area, I got in it. Got some bullish volume, and the move started playing out. My exact entry was at right here. I'm risking 10 for 30. Zoom back out. And I was just letting it play out, really. I mean, we did have that consolidation, like you were saying, just because the market conditions right now. But, I mean, we were still respecting this first support line.
The whole time.
Yep. We were respecting it the whole time. So it's not like I was really, like, shaken by that. I was just being patient.
Exactly. Yep.
Being observant. And like my thing is like I be wanting to really like max out my opportunities with these moves. So like, would you recommend like re-entering off of these things here, or would you not even pay attention?
So the thing is, like with me, especially with GJ, like high volatile pairs, I wouldn't even try to I like scaling in when I'm already in profit. You know what I'm saying? Like I that's just how I am. Like that's one of my firm rules, because even like when I was starting out, I would do that. Like you said, like every time I would retest my entry or whatever, I would think of it as like more of a confluence point. You know,
Right,
but a lot of times than not, it would hurt me than help more than it would help me. You know what I mean? Because then I'm not breaking up my risk. You know, all my risk is still at one entry, and I'm just scaling in at that one price. Right. So
yeah,
what I like to do is just you know, same way bro teach, you know, just wait till that first entry. Be patient enough to let that first entry gain its equity. You know what I'm saying? And get to a different environment. And once you're in a different environment of the charts, you know, that's when you know, you begin to treat your second entry just like you would your first entry.
right. And I mean, I feel like because it was a scaling entry opportunity, sorry, that occurred tonight
Mm-hmm.
or this morning, and I mean, like, let this play out a little bit, like yeah, I seen 30 pips take profit, and like I took profit on my funded account.
Okay, that's good. That's
I
good.
had my TP set and all that, but like
Right.
on my live account, I'm sitting here like,
You want to see it play out. Right, right.
yeah, I'm in the move. I'm trying to sit here and really max out my profit for them whatever. Like,
Right. But then there's always that fine line between, like, you know, wanting to see it play out and then understanding the warning signs. Like, it still hasn't broken the counter trend line yet. It's still showing a bunch of resistance every time it hits a certain price near that trend line. You know what I mean? Things like that. So those are the type of warning signs that you can't go blind to just because you want to test your theory and your hypothesis and things like that. That's when you have to come back and revert to the same mentality that you had with your funded account, and remember that it's still about growth. You know what I mean? Even with your live account, like even more with your live account than the funded account. You know what I
right.
mean? Times. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna come back to that and make sure that you're working from that type of workflow.
So I should have just, cause like I ain't take profit. You know, I ain't have my TP set on
Right.
this.
And it happens, bro, because like you said, we want to, as traders, we want to go through that experience. You know what I'm saying? We want to experience what it's like what it's like to, you know, possibly give back some to get more,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah,
how we're taught.
yeah.
You know, so yeah.
And I mean, like you see, like we did find a support around this area. I scaled in. My second scaling entry was on this candle.
Okay.
It was kind of not really the greatest entry because it didn't even really engulf that volume.
Right. And we got, you know, some buyer's exhaustion at the top of.
Yeah. By the time I had already executed, it had came back down a little bit and closed like that. But I mean, like that first entry I was talking about was set at break even, and I mean, it hit me out at break even right there. And I mean, I was already down 10 pips. That scaling opportunity there. So I was just completely out the move around this point by the time this candle had closed. And I mean, I just seen that price out there and continue. So I mean, like
Right.
it didn't shake my confidence at all because it's like, all right, my analysis is still the same and the bias still played out. We still ended up seeing an increase in overall profit, but
Right.
I just wasn't able to counter on it, you know?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And you
But
got to think like you exposed your account twice in the same area, same around the same price. You know what I mean? So like all of that is gonna play a factor psychologically as well. You know what I mean? As to why, you know, you're not holding, you know what I mean, to see that in extent. Or you could just switch your mentality to more of a scalper mentality just until you get out of that area. You know what I mean? I know that's what Q does a lot of times. Like he's in tight areas like that. Like he'll scalp the shit out that shit until he get out of that area, and then once the market starts to breathe, then he'll get back more into the intraday mentality. Like, and like I say in my in-person seminars, that's what I plan to really talk about, is how you have to be able to shift. It's not about just being a scalper or just being an intraday trader or being a swinger, bro. Like there's certain times where you have, because of the environment that you're in with your pair, you have to be able to operate as all three. You know what I mean?
yeah. So when you saying bro is scalping, like he on the 1 minute just taking little 1 minute setups for like
I mean,
seven.
yeah, you might be taking like 1 minute, 5 minute setups based on M30. You know, your overall structure would be like M30 at that time frame. I mean, at that time, and then your breakdown minimum structure would be M5, M1 if needed. And then as soon as you see some type of, if we're bullish, as soon as you see some type of break of support, you know what I mean? Like on the time frame that you're comfortable with, probably like M5 around that time, major support, based on that, then it's like, yo, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to play with it because I know I'm in consolidation, And if it's gonna come back down and hit that same point of support, then boom, I'll scalp it again until I get to a certain area because I realize that we're just ranging right now. And that's the mentality you got to shift from the market ranging and the market, or differentiate the market ranging from the market being in a trending market or an open market. Like it's not. It's a tight area. It's ranging right now. So it's like you have to like if you're gonna maximize your opportunity, especially with higher lots, it's like, yo, you need to scalp it and get what you can get at that point until the market allows you to breathe and fluctuate and have a better reward opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, when you scalping though, are you using the same lot size?
I mean, it just depends on what if I'm scalping, then yeah, I'm definitely using like the same lot size. Like if I'm not, like, because structure is still structure. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still gonna do what it do. Like, and I'm still gonna find a good risk to reward opportunity. Like I'm not just gonna like get in off emotion or get in off it. You know what I mean? Just any.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still all same principles, all same workflow. It's just the fact that instead of me going from H4 breakdown to M30 breakdown to M15 breakdown, it's
Right.
M30, M5, M1. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
now it's instead of it being 50 to 90 pips to whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's okay. I need somewhere between 10 to 15. You know what I'm saying? 10 to 15,
Right.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
with a
good.
nice lot
You know what I'm
size.
saying? Like I'm good. Like I'm not really tripping. Like especially if I'm on a forex pair, like I'm not really tripping. Like because 9 times out of 10, I'm lotting the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like the risk is still probably gonna be minimum as fuck. I'm gonna be trying to snipe, so I'm probably gonna be on a 1 minute time frame, and I'm gonna be going off a 1 minute, 5 minute structure, and then sizing it up with the M30, and then from there on, like if I'm liking what I'm seeing, then cool. But if I start seeing shit that makes me feel uncomfortable, fuck the trade. It's just one trade, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not some shit you gotta marry. It's not some shit you gotta really like get all whack about. Like it's one fucking trade, and like I don't want to blow my account. I don't want to put my account in any type of breach mode. So the whole point that we want to do is it's longevity. Like I tell you over here, we preach longevity. We preach the growth mindset. You know what I'm saying? So in this environment that the market has me in with GJ or whatever the case is, then like yo, the opportunity for my growth is me being in the scout mindset because the market isn't going to allow me to do what I want to do. Basically, you see what I'm saying? I have to adapt. I have to conform, and I have to be patient. If I'm going to interact with the market at this time, if I'm not good at that, if I don't have those skills, then yo, it's not the time for me to trade, yo. Like boom, let that shit do what it do until it's time for me to get into a market where I can now analyze and read because it's supposed to be analyze, execute anyway. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you with that. I just feel like, man, like that's one of the weaknesses I put for the homework, like scaling in and just like taking advantage of the full move. Like if I can find a nice setup and a nice entry, all that on, especially on GJ. Like I've been trading this pair all my basically trading career, and it's like
Yeah, right. So you
fine,
know your pair. You know exactly what's going on.
right?
Just don't overthink it. Don't try to be overproductive with it. I think it's the simplest things. Like, if I am in a tight area, my structured time frames go to lower time frames because I need more details. If I'm in wider areas, then I'm gonna make sure that I'm on my main analyzing time frames being with GJ probably daily H4. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I understand those areas. Like as soon as we got past this point and we had this little resistance found here, I already knew, all right, we want to deal with some consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can spot them out easy, but I mean, like,
Right. So from that point is making sure that your stop loss is not in the fluctuation zone. Right.
yeah,
So even though your stop loss is where it is now, I would just go ahead and put it underneath the moving average. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a dynamic form of support. Right. So it's like I would just go ahead and do that. And then as far as like minimum structure time frame, like yeah, M5, M1. I probably on this case I would have been on M1, not gonna lie. You know what I'm
that
saying?
was heavy.
Yeah. I would have been on M1 and shit just because like I like to see a lot of details when it comes to like tight areas. Right. You see
So
what
like, I got a question for you. Like,
I'm
so when we deep in profit, like we up here at these highs, right?
right.
Are you like paying? Well, I know you're paying attention to it, but like, are you really like thinking about closing where you're seeing these breaks of these higher lows and or
So
like
times like that, that's where I'm closing. That's when
that's
it's like, yo, I didn't got to a new high, I didn't got to a new level. So I know if it's consolidating and we still ain't broke outside my trend
right,
line as well, then it's like, yo, like I need to go ahead. And I'm seeing a lot of bearish moment. Like I start to see a big ass bearish candle come in and shit. Like, yeah, go ahead, close. And then I'm gonna analyze and wait until that shit comes back to my support point.
right,
And
like a
back to
daily.
my support point, right? And I can find some type of bullish variation in that. I'm gonna take that shit right back up to the same area and do that shit and rinse and repeat, bro. Like, and just keep doing that shit until we either break outside that area or we break below that area. And now my bias is shifted, and like, you know what I mean? And that's why I tell a lot of traders now, don't think so much black and white. Like they teach us with this trading game to think black and white, to think like this or that, everything's dichotomous, everything is like buy, sell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
High, low, shit like that. Think more gray. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like more of the professional traders that I've got to talk to, like Q and Anthony and like Drew and these kind of guys, it's like, yo, they think gray. Like they're not so much worried about buy, sell, this shit. They're so much worried about like who's in control. You know what I'm saying? Like who's in control at the time that I'm gonna be interacting with the charts. You know what I mean? Who has the momentum, right? Like and how they plan on being intentional about it. Like that's all it's about, is seeing momentum shift and being able to execute off momentum shift. Whether it's the buy, whether it's the sell, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the trend, whether it's consolidating, like that's why they're able to operate in and out of all of these environments and be so tangible, is because for one, they're dynamic in how they look at the charts, and for two, they don't think just bullish or bearish. You know what I'm saying? Like they think like who's more in control and things like that. So
yeah, seeing it from both ways, not having that same type of
yeah,
bias.
like so that way you're able to stay objective. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're not so much worried about being like, oh, I'm stuck in the bullish mentality. I'm stuck in this. Like, no, like if I'm seeing warning signs and I'm seeing things aren't going the way I projected, then it's like, yo, I'm gonna just let it be what it is.
All right. And when you are scaling in, are you ever moving your stop loss like to entry?
No. Stop loss is always gonna be like where the initial entry is at. You know what I'm saying?
Stop loss
Initial
versus
entry,
entry.
yeah, where your initial like stop loss is like, okay, wherever your initial stop loss was based on your first entry, when I scale in, that's why I put my second entry stop loss as well. You
Why
know,
is that?
just so that way everything is based off the same type. Like that's how I was taught in the 5-day course. Like everything's based off the same risk. You know what I mean? Because you don't want your second entry to start coming back to the point where like, oh yeah, my first entry goes in profit. I mean goes in drawdown. Yeah, like you definitely don't want that. So it's like, but it's not to the point where like I'm scaling in and I'm like walking away from the charts either. Like I'm
Yeah.
actively on it. So it's like if I see that, then I'll just close both orders, of course. But I'm not about to scale in and then put my entry in the middle of that, like unless I have a stop loss and profit already. It just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because then that order could go negative, stop me out, and then keep going and all that shit. And it's just like if I got in that order, let's just base it off of whatever my initial entry is, because obviously that one didn't get breached. You know what I mean? Like to me, I just feel like that's more logical. And when bro taught it to us like that, I was just like, makes sense, you know.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense to me as well, but I just wasn't making sense of it from like a risk standpoint, you know, like you risking a little more in your account that you're trying to at the time.
I
But
mean, yeah, if you're gonna scale in that way, then I would just say just make it the same 30 pips. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like make it the same 30 pips. But a lot of times, like it ain't like I'm getting in 100, like I'm scaling in like 140 points on US 30. Like I'm up 140 points and I'm just now trying to scale in. Like if I'm scaling in, bro, like I'm scaling in probably like 20, 30 pips,
all
like
right,
50 pips, 40 pips. So it's like that stop loss to me, like if I put that stop loss there, it's gonna be at my break even in like my first entry anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I might as well just put both of them out. So like I ain't really tripping. Like I don't gotta think about it. I don't gotta think if some wild shit happens, some news happen, and it spiked down some shit. Like I don't gotta think about none of that. You know what I mean? Like if that makes more sense.
Yeah, it do. I feel you with that. Cause like I said, I really think that's really like my main weakness with this forex game right now is just maxing out my opportunities. But when we gonna get there,
And I think that comes with that mindset, like I told you, being able to understand first off what environment you're in, right? You already got your risk determined, right? So it's like, what environment am I in? If I'm in an open market, then cool, I'm gonna be able to flow how I usually do. If I'm not in an open market and I'm in more of a ranging market, then it's like, yo, how do I need to switch from that intraday mentality down to a scout mentality and just maximize my account this way until the market allows me to go back into that intraday mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because we can only go so far, bro. Like we can't control the you know what I mean? The markets, the news, and what's going on. So it's like you got to be able to interact with it and adapt to it how you see fit, so that way you could be successful as far as your accounts.
Right. And when you was saying when you're scalping, you using like the M30, M15 as well, your market structure
Yeah.
time.
M30 is my market structure, my main analyzing time frame, and then minimum time frame M5.
All right, I can sit there.
M1 if needed. You know what I'm saying? Well, US 30, definitely M1. You know what I'm saying? Definitely M1. But like Forex pair, M1 if needed. You know what I'm saying? M5 should be cool, you know.
All right, that sounds good. I'm gonna go ahead and back test some setups like that, some scalping setups later today. See if I can sharpen that up.
Yes, sir. Were you able to get that book in?
Yeah, I downloaded on my phone. I finished chapter 1.
Okay. How you feeling so far about it?
It sounds pretty good, really.
That book changed how I thought about and approached the charts.
Yeah,
Like man, yeah, man. Like that shit. By the time I was done with that book, bro, like that shit clicked for me. Like everything was like, yeah.
yeah. I was reading the chapters, and I mean, it's broken down nicely, so I could really tell like how it's a
Mm-hmm.
mindset shift for you. That's
Right.
how I'm feeling about like the Mark Douglas's books. I think it was Trading in the Zone. No, it was the Disciplined Trader I was reading,
Mm-hmm.
and I finished that. And I mean, it helped my mindset shift a little bit. But I mean, we're gonna take a read at this as well and see, what they do. I think
Yeah,
these
man.
there's a lot of information in these trading books. I feel like especially if you an active trader, like a lot of the
Yeah.
situations they be talking to, you can really relate to, and it's
You
like, oh,
can,
that
man.
makes sense. Like, dude, them dudes really like they was really like back then trading with them commodities and
It
Wall
was
Street,
totally
all
different.
that
Yeah, it was totally different, bro. Them niggas was paper trading. They had to
paper
call
trade,
in. They had to call in, and
right?
brokers actually placed the trade. They couldn't execute the trades themselves. Like, shit's totally different now. We have
Yeah,
so much
totally
more
different.
control. So much more control, bro. Like, and that's why people lose so much more money. Like, so
Yeah,
much more money. Like, yeah, bro. Like, that's like we have more control, but like people are executing off of impulse, off of emotion.
yeah,
They seeing other people results and trying to get rich quick and flip, and don't understand that as people in this market that are actually artists and that's actually gonna take your money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep,
get in here and fuck around if you want to. Like, for real, you get around, don't have
yeah,
the right emotions and don't have the right clear mindset. Yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be stuck consolidating for 2 hours and 3 hours and 4 hours, and then you're gonna be mentally drained, and then by that
right.
time, boom, the move play out, and now you stuck missing out, fear missing out, all that shit starts to draw in, and then now you stuck in this psychological trance, and that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have to sit through a few of them learning lessons to sit there and be where I'm at today. So I mean,
And
like,
that's why when people come see me, bro, I tell them I help them set up these defense mechanisms so you can avoid all of that. You don't even have to worry about that. Like that's why we have the trade plan. That's why we have these things set up so that way it's like, yo, I don't have to worry about any of this. So speaking of that, what's up with your trade plan?
yeah, I got it for you.
Yeah, let's look at that.
I think somewhere. There we go. So I mean, for the live account, 5K live account, my goal for the month is to sit there and make 100% of that account by the end of the month. Getting a total of 200 pips by the end of the month while trading on 2.5 lots.
Nice.
We'll be at that 100% profit target for the month. So in order to do that from a weekly perspective, I would have to catch 50 pips a week to achieve a 25% growth on my account for that week. And if I do this for all 4 weeks, I will have that 100% of return on the live account I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just say something real quick. Like, I mean, like I was trying to do this last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm over here looking at that. Like I'm trying to catch 25 pips on a 2.5 lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when like I'm start thinking about the money, because if I'm doing 25 times 25, looking at the money and all that, I think it was like 625. And I remember this number. I was sitting there trying to look for that profit of 625 on my live account. But you know, with freaking swaps and spreads and all that, like it's
right.
never.
And you trading like, GJ, bro. So that shit is not gonna be like it's not gonna be. You looking at the fucking profit is not gonna be 625. Even when that shit say 625, time it hit your account, that shit gonna be like 580. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
that's what be fucking up my mental sometimes, you know, bro. Like I don't even know why, but I just, because like I know you got pay to play and all that, but it's just like,
but it's like, yo, like even with that, your pip goal, focus more on your pip goal then. Like if you know about yourself and you're aware about that, you be like, yo, instead of me focusing on the 625, how many pips does it take to get to 625? If I know I'm around 45 to 55 pips, then that's gonna be my cushion point. So if the market starts playing in between that point and I'm not seeing what I need to see, then boom, I'm taking profit. I'm taking the trade. Because it's just one trade. It's just one trade, bro. That's why I tell niggas, think about this shit like I play basketball, so think about this shit like an NBA season. It's 82 games, bro. You only on game 5, and you about to trip out over game 5. You got the lead too. You got the lead, so you're gonna blow the lead. You're gonna blow the lead and say, fuck the rest of the season on game 5?
On game 5, damn.
And we only in the 3rd quarter, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, nah, man. Like, fuck no. Like, fuck no, bro. Like, we'll close that shit. We'll close that shit. Fuck it. We'll close that shit. We're gonna end the game. Boom. That's it. Boom. On to next. On to next. But at least you're not sitting on the bench asking for coach to put you in the game.
Yeah, that's true. You just sideline watching.
Right. Because then you just sitting on the bench asking for coach to put you in, and it's like, yo, now you just watching all the moves. Now you just watching people highlights. That's all you doing. You watching people in real time, though, present moment. You watching people make their highlights, and you sitting on the bench thinking about, damn, like I wish I could have gotten the game. Like, but you had your opportunity to start. You had your opportunity to start, but you weren't prepared emotionally to handle the moment. You see what I'm saying? So you're not emotionally prepared to handle the moment, bro. Shit like that happens, but you have to have a game plan. Because that's the first thing coach gonna come in there and talk to you about before the game. He's gonna give you the scouting report. This is the scouting report right here. For your 5K account and for you to pass your funded challenge, this is your scouting report. That's what I had you do. I had you go do your scouting report. You know what I'm saying? So now that you have that, you have intention on how you're gonna play the game. And play these games, play the season. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, I hear you with that, man. You just definitely gave me the game plan. I mean, it's just up to me to follow it. Like you said, like I was up 25, 30 pips on a live at least. And I was on both. I secured 30 on the funded too. That shit got secured.
Right.
But I mean,
and I'm proud of you for securing that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm trying. I already told you.
But that's what I'm saying. Just don't get so caught up in a mindset like when you growing, you trying to push yourself to grow. Don't get so caught up in the I gotta see my strategy play out kind of shit that you're blind to everything. I want you to look up the definition of unintentional blindness.
Unintentional blindness.
Yep. That's what I want you to look up the definition for.
What is unintentional blindness? Unintentional blindness occurs when one fails to notice a readily visible yet unexpected visual stimulus at one's sight. This temporary unawareness is likely to stem from an abundance of visual stimuli meriting one's notice.
Does that make sense to you?
Blindness occurs. Fails to perceive. So I mean, you're just failing to see something that's right in front of your face.
It's right there.
Right.
Because you're so focused on what you want to see and testing your hypothesis. That's what I'm saying. You so focused on trying to see, is it gonna push outside my trend line? Is it gonna break? Is it gonna break? I want to catch the breakout. I want to catch the breakout. That is like, bro, this shit telling you it is not ready to break yet.
Right.
Just take your profit.
You getting blind.
Just keep gaining cushion. That's how you gotta think about it. I'm just gaining cushion until it breaks. Gaining cushion, gaining. Boom, I'm gonna take it from here to here, here to here, here to here. Oh, it's ready to break now. It made a higher low right around that area. Okay, bet. Right. Let's lock and load. Let's get ready to go up 20 now. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how the game start. The game start 0-0. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, you're gonna have to do what you gotta do until you can get up 5, get up 10. You see what I'm saying? And that's the scalping mentality. You getting up 5, you getting up 10. Why you in that tight area? Why is you know what I'm saying? The game tight. And then halftime, you make the adjustments, you come back out. Now it's more of an open lead. Now, boom, now you go up 20. Now you put your foot on their neck. The good professionals, the good players, the people with the right mindset, you know what I'm saying? Now you put your foot on their neck. What now? Because I know we trending now. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on now.
And you comfortable. Now you just.
And I'm comfortable. And I didn't gain cushion. So now this next order that I'm about to hit y'all with, I ain't gotta pay no commission. I ain't gotta pay none of that shit. Y'all didn't pay for it.
Right.
It's a free trade, basically. It's effortless. And that's the mindset, bro. Effortless trading, bro.
Yep. Stress-free trading.
Yes, sir.
For sure. This shit recorded, right? I'm just asking.
Yes, sir. It's going on YouTube. It's for the game.
Right, bro. I'm really fucking with it for real, bro.
Yeah, bro. Let's finish going over your trading plan.
So I mean, throughout for the trading days, throughout the 4 days I have available to trade. I say 4 because I don't like trading on Fridays. I just have a terrible win-loss ratio on Fridays.
Okay.
I would have to successfully find and execute on 2 winning trades that will both reach a profit of at least 25 pips each. I have to do this while maintaining a risk to reward no less than 2.5 to 1. Each trade placed should only be risking 5% of my total account size. And this is how I found out my 5% from my account, which is 250. On a 10 pip stop loss. And my max TP for each trade would be 30 pips to eliminate the greed. And on the 25K funded, from where we're starting at, where we were at 23,640.
Highlight goal for each trade of 30 pips to eliminate the greed. I want you to highlight that shit.
For sure. Where to highlight it? There we go.
Come on, man. We blue profits, bro. We blue profits, bro. That shit gotta be blue. It gotta be blue.
Oh, blue, my fault. You right.
Everything gotta be blue for sure.
Ain't nothing prettier than it.
You heard?
All right, so for the 25K, from where we were, if I would lose 4.85% of this balance here, then that would lead to a failed tier 2 evaluation. So the goal was to have our target profit at $26,250 in no less than 45 days from where we were today.
Right. We're on track. Yep, we're on track.
So from a monthly perspective, if I win a total of 100 pips in a month while trading on 2.8 lots, but then trade our funded challenge within 1 month. So in order to achieve this goal of 100 pips in a month, we would have to find 1 trade setup each week. There's 4 weeks in a month, so 1 trade setup each week for 25 pips. While only risking 5% of that account, which is $284. Trading on 2.8 lots, we would sit there and have, that 4-week total of 100 pips. Any trading day for us that we decide to trade on this account should only end up in a $700 profit or a $284 loss. That's before swaps and all that. And it's just basically like if I win 4 trades, I pass it, and if I lose 4 trades, I fail it. Like that's how I kind of
spread it out. It don't gotta be just for trades. You don't have to do just 2.8 lots. You could break that risk up in half. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like different environments you're gonna be in, you could break that risk up in half. Like it don't gotta be just 2.8 lots, like in 4 trades. You know what I'm saying? If it works out that way and the market allows you, especially with DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like you could break that shit up, bro, to where like you don't even gotta put that much pressure on yourself. You got 45 days. Like you got 45 days.
You're right. We got time.
You got hella time. You got hella time, bro, to make that. So it's like don't even put yourself in a position to where like you're gonna spend most of your 45 days digging yourself out. Then you are gonna be gaining cushion, gaining equity.
Right.
Now I said, bro, longevity. Like I don't give a fuck if it take you 44 days. Like long as you blue, and you stick it to your plan, bro. Like that's how I want you to think. Let your plan be your success. So break that risk up more than just 4 trades, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got.
It's not that much pressure, bro. Like you on this account, you on phase 2 too, so you don't have any pressure to fucking prove anything. You know what I'm saying? Like phase 2, it's about closing the game. So this, like I said, you got to shift the mindset from your live account to now we talking funded, and you on phase 2 of your funding. So now it's about closing the game out. You know what I'm saying? You got you got enough time on the clock. You just gotta close the game out. That's it.
Right.
You need to be practicing habits of closing profit like you did today, right? Quality over quantity, right? And just thinking series of trades and probabilities, 8 out of 10. I want to make sure I'm profiting 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10 trades, 9 out of 10 trades. That's how you want to be thinking with this mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've been there, bro. So you can easily get swayed. You know what I'm saying? But with this, like that's why I said that 4 trade stuff. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, sir. We got too much time to be thinking like that. 4 trades is like if you had to pass that shit by Friday. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we have 45 days, bro. No way. I don't care if you break this shit up, break the math up into 20 trades. You just put 20 divided by the profit needed. And you see what I'm saying? For real, like whatever the total price is divided by 45, and then I'll tell you how much you need to make each day. And then that based on how many trades, you put 7 trades, 10 trades, that'll tell you the lot size that you need to use. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to 4 trades. Come on, bro. You got too much time. Too much time.
Right, but you just saying just lower the lot size. So
why put that much risk on yourself if you don't got to? Like, who you trying to impress right now? Like, you already passed phase 1. Who you trying to impress? Me when you got the funded account and it's time for you to get ready to get paid out, and you sending me 12K and 15K because you're funded. That's difference from, oh, I'm in phase 2 doing lots. Like, nah, bro, you ain't impressing me like that. So it's like, finish the job. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Be on that Kobe type time.
Exactly. This shit about to get ready to end. So let's I like what you got. Make those improvements on the second part, and then we can go back through that, and then we'll go over some more setups and everything you got as far as GJ. What's today? Tuesday. So we'll do Thursday around the same time if that works with you.
It's perfect.
All right, cool, man. This been great, bro. Great session, bro.
Yeah, I agree, man. I can't wait to see the recording go.
Oh yeah, bro. You know it's going up, man. It's going up. So just wait on that. All right.
All right, man. I appreciate you. I'll catch you.
All right, brother.
All right.
You know this game get tricky, gotta stay on your toes. You see the end results.